How better to recognize Ash Wednesday than with a book review? But before we get to the book review, it is Ash Wednesday. It's the first day of Lent, and so I have to kick off my Project for Awesome charity thing. The charity I'm going to plug today is freerice.com, which was plugged by Fermata Force, among others. Now, freerice.com, as its name implies, is not really an organization that you give money to. How it works is that you go to the site, freerice.com, and you answer questions. And for every answer you get right, Free Rice will donate 10 grains of rice through the UN World Food Program to help end world hunger. And so I am going to spend some time sitting here in front of the site answering these questions until I have accumulated 1,000 grains of rice. In addition, I'm also following a link from that site to World Hunger Relief, and I'm going to be donating $10 to that organization. So there you go. Now, on to the book review. Today I am reviewing Bruce Coville's The AI Gang Trilogy. Bruce Coville was a favorite author of mine when I was a kid, and I will probably be reviewing more of his stuff throughout the year. Bruce Coville specializes mostly in fantasy/horror. These are actually science fiction. It's about this group of child geniuses who are brought together on this island because their parents are involved with a secret project. The secret project, they soon learn, is to develop artificial intelligence. In other words, to develop a computer that can think for itself and be aware that it is thinking. And these kids decide, well, if our parents can do it, then we can do it too. Bruce Coville writes in such a way that is accessible to kids and yet entertaining for adults. And as I was reading these books again, I was reminded a little bit of Isaac Asimov. Now, I am not a big fan of Isaac Asimov. I find his writing very long-winded and very pretentious. It's like he's writing to show us all how intelligent he is. And he spends too much time in his novels, I think, focusing on the technology that's going on rather than, say, the characters or the plot. Now, I like the ideas that Asimov puts forth in his novels. And Coville writes about some of the same ideas. The difference is that Coville also creates a really good story. The characters are really well developed and really fun to read about. Now, the protagonists in this book are 12-year-old kids. They're 12-year-old kid geniuses, but they're still 12-year-old kids. And so they do a lot of the things that 12-year-old kids would do. And Bruce Coville does not forget that. What I really like about these books is that it's not just technological, there's also a great deal of philosophy in here. Because it's artificial intelligence, it's essentially a new form of life. And so they talk a lot about the ethics behind creating a new form of life. The idea of, well, if we create a computer that can think for itself, what could it do? And so he doesn't spend quite as much time on the technological aspects of the story as he does on the philosophical aspects of the story, which makes it a lot more interesting to read, at least for me. And so I would have to say that the AI Gang trilogy is still on my list of favorites. It is a children's trilogy, and I'm not sure how often I would pick it up and read it again, but they're good reads, all three of them, and if you're at all into children's science fiction literature, I would recommend these. The next book I'm going to be reviewing is Looking for Alaska by John Green. I'll see you next time.